From Colorado State University, this is the Emmy Award-winning Campus Television. Owned and operated by the Colorado State Student Body, Campus Television, covering the news, sports, arts, and entertainment of campus.
How's it going, Rams Nation? We've got another jam-packed edition of CTV Sports coming your way. I'm Gideon Aigner.
And I'm Adam Gross. Thrilled to be at the desk for my first show and ready to bring you all the biggest moments for the green and gold.
Men's basketball lit up Moby on Valentine's Day, taking down border war rival Wyoming 79-68, defending home court and bragging rights in front of a fired-up Ram crowd.
Women's hoops bounced back big, in a big way, after a tough loss in San Diego. The Rams responded with a dominant 66-46 win over New Mexico, making a statement on both ends of the floor.
On the diamond, softball battled through a grueling weekend. 5 games, 3 teams, all in 3 days, with the Rams finishing the invite 1-4 after a hard-fought stretch.
All that and more right here on CTV Sports, which starts right now.
The Rams track and field team was split in 3 this past weekend, distributed all over the country. Staying in Colorado, we look first to the Mountain Lion Invite, held by the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. Multiple Rams excelled at the meet, which mostly hosted teams from the Division II Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. But the Rams, who led the pack, were Alora Tortorelli-Cruz, Jack Wetterling, and Ashley Hollingshead. Tortorelli-Cruz placed first in the women's 60-meter with a time of 7.61 seconds, while Wetterling snatched first in the 60-meter hurdles by just 5/100ths of a second. Hollingshead placed second in the women's 400 with a time just a quarter over 1 minute. Moving to the Pacific Northwest, many of the Rams' distance runners competed at the Husky Classic at the University of Washington in Seattle. While no Rams ended their races on podiums, program history was made. For example, Brooklyn Ewert made the 8th best time in school history in the 800-meter with a time of 2 minutes, 10.86 seconds. And first-year Ruby Schwelm can now claim the 5th best mile time in school history with 4:44.46. Heading down south, Ram throwers and jumpers would head on down to Lubbock, Texas for the Texas Tech-hosted Jarvis Scott Invite. The top of the pack for CSU in this one was a familiar face, Kaisa Borman, who won the weight throw with a distance of 22.1 meters. Fellow Ram Claire Kovach would take third with 19.64, and Michaela Long would be fourth with 19.48. Long would also finish second in the shot put with a distance of 16.85 meters. On the men's side, Cameron Califf would be the highest scorer for the Rams with a 20.6 meter toss in the weight throw, followed shortly by Adam Helbem, who was just 0.28 meters shorter on his best attempt. Jamison Taylor would also finish third in the triple jump with a length of 15.44 meters, which places him as 12th best in the Mountain West. The Rams will next be competing at the Mountain West Championships in Reno, Nevada from February 26th to 28th.
CSU softball traveled to San Diego, California to compete in the San Diego and UC San Diego Invite. Playing in 5 games against 3 teams across 3 days, the Rams finished the Invite 1-4. The first matchup against Utah Tech resulted in a 4-6 loss. Game 2 versus San Diego finished in defeat 3-4. CSU picked up its solo victory of the Invite against Fairleigh Dickinson in 5 innings, winning 10-2. The run rule win was in part a result of Kaylin English's inside the park grand slam in the 3rd inning. The last 2 matchups of the week concluded with losses to UC San Diego, first a 5-inning, 9-1 loss, and then a 5-4 defeat. CSU stands 4-6 overall with conference play starting March 13th. Up next, the Rams head out for another stretch of road games starting February 20th, taking on Texas State, Oklahoma State, Kansas City, and Brown. We'll see if the Rams can notch a few more wins on the schedule this season.
Rams women's basketball went 1-1 last week with a close loss and a major win. First up, CSU traveled to San Diego to face the Mountain West leading SDSU Aztecs. The full game was competitive for the Rams, as neither team led by more than 4 points for the first 3 quarters, and CSU even led 49-48 to end the third period. However, CSU met their downfall in the fourth, shooting a meager 3 for 13 in the period, while the Aztecs hit half of their 14 shots. CSU's lack of ball security also helps the Aztecs, as the Rams turned over the ball 15 times compared to SDSU's 2. On Valentine's Day, the Rams sought redemption, flying to Albuquerque to face the Mountain West's 5th-ranked team, the University of New Mexico Lobos. Against UNM, CSU seized control immediately and never relinquished it, scoring 19 points in the first to the Lobos' 12. Despite a bit more fight from New Mexico in the second, the Rams held the Lobos to 4 points in the third, which sealed the deal in ABQ. Chloe Froby helped lead the Rams in this one, punctuated by her 19 points and 8 rebounds. Brooke Carlson also made her presence known with 7 assists. The Rams sit as the 4th-ranked team in the Mountain West, holding a 10-5 record in conference. CSU has 5 games left on the schedule, only one of which is against a team with a winning percentage over 500. The next contest for the Rams will be tomorrow, February 18th in Moby Arena at 6:30 p.m., when the Rams will be facing the Wolfpack from the University of Nevada at Reno.
Moving over to men's basketball, the Rams defeated Wyoming 79-68 Saturday, splitting the season matchups. Off the bench, Jace Butler led the Rams in scoring with 18 points, 11 of those from free throws. Despite the Rams starting the game with an early lead, the Cowboys took over for most of the matchup. It was not until a pair of free throws by Butler did CSU finally tie with 5:19 remaining in the game. And on Valentine's Day, what better way to show love than grabbing a border war victory for a legendary Ram in attendance?
The rookie sensation, Jason Smith, averaging 10.5 points per game. He is going to be the Rookie of the Year in the Mountain West Conference. He'll need to have a big...
Last Saturday, Rams alum and NBA veteran Jason Smith was inducted into CSU's Ring of Honor.
It's a lot of pressure that's been relieved, just because the work that I put in from high school to college to pros, giving back to CSU as much as I possibly can, it's overwhelming.
The attempt by Ellington. Here's Smith running the floor, slamming it in. He's 7 for 7.
Smith spent 12 years in the NBA before becoming an analyst for the Washington Wizards. He's always had a natural ability to present himself well on camera.
Well, a lot of people said that I can form words and kind of put a couple things together and actually talk like a normal individual. And I might have a little bit of personality to add with it as well. So for me, it was a natural step, because you and I both know, just talking sports with the boys, I just have a camera pointed at me now. It's easy.
Jason's got a lot of energy. He's got a really big love for life, and you know, whenever he's around, it's going to be a blast. So
yeah, the energy just contagious. He's just a big 7-foot goofball, but serious when it's time to get on the court and everything else that he's passionate about. But.
As the Rams' former big man, Smith couldn't help but feel all the memories of his playing days flood back in as he watched the Rams defeat the Cowboys. He has one word to describe it:
nostalgia. Everything's the same, just a little bit different. The crowd is amazing. The team is amazing. After they won the game, they walked around the entire arena high-fiving everybody. That's what Colorado State's all about.
Smith is one of only 7 Ring of Honor inductees this athletic year. The Rams have 6 games remaining this season, and CSU takes the court tomorrow at 9 p.m. against UNLV in Las Vegas.
Over the weekend, CSU Hockey made their way out to Ames, Iowa to face off against the Iowa State Cyclones. The Rams lost the first game of the weekend in a 2-1 slugfest. The Cyclones' Max Johnson would score the first goal of the game in the first period, while Tyler Sleds would equalize for the Rams less than 10 minutes later. Neither team secured a definitive advantage until the final minute of the third period, when Iowa State's Greg Harley would knock one into goal to secure the win. However, the Rams would strike back the next night 5-4, spoiling Iowa State's senior night. The Rams would score 3 goals in the second period to help push them past the Cyclones, stopping a 6-game losing streak. The Rams will next face off against the University of Colorado Buffaloes on February 20th at 7:15 p.m. for the Rocky Mountain Showdown. After the break, the Collegian's Michael Hovey will talk to us about CSU's newest Olympian.
I'll be right back. Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Michael Hovey, and I got the chance to talk with Olympic Bobsledder Hunter Powell. He's a true local legend from Fort Collins who's now preparing for the biggest stage in the world.
I remember at World Championships last year, just there's this moment of like, I can do this. I got this. That just seemed to calm everything, and I'm hoping that works again. But yeah, I know I'm gonna be nervous, but I'm also gonna be so excited. You know, getting to represent your country at the premier athletic event of the world. It's one of the greatest honors you could have, and to do it as a CSU Ram, as a Fort Collins Lambkin, as a Lesher Viking, as just a Fort Collins and Colorado native. It's just, I hope I can make everybody proud.
Hunter gets his shot at gold this Saturday, February 21st, in the 4-man bobsled. You can check out my full story on his underdog journey to Milano Cortina on collegian.com. But sit tight, Rams, because after this break, feature reporter Hunter Strand has a special interview with CSU track and field's Ethan Mann.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I had the pleasure to interview track star Ethan Mann about the upcoming conference championships this month, as well as how he got to Colorado State and his goals for the rest of his career.
Ethan didn't start running from a young age, but learned to love it.
I started running when I did soccer. So, I mean, I feel like that's a gateway for a lot of runners. And so I did soccer. I was a little fitter than I think most of my teammates. And then eventually I got hurt so many times. I broke like 9 bones. My mom's like, I won't let you play soccer anymore. As soon as probably like junior year of high school, I kind of had like my breakout year, I'd say. I PR'd by like 13 seconds in the 800, and that got me to where I am today with just one race. It was like our state race.
Last month, Ethan got his first ever win in his running career.
Well, high school, I never won a race ever in my running career. I was a second place merchant, as I like to call it. Even on all my best races, there was always one guy better than me. So winning actually was pretty special. And so that was a fun race too. I mean, I was basically just racing against my teammates, and it was a fun like rust buster.
Last year, the Mountain West Conference Championships indoor, Ethan placed very strongly and has high goals for this year.
I think I was actually talking to my dad about this just the other day. For the DMR, I think it's totally reasonable for our team to shoot for top 3. I mean, it's not even crazy to say that we can win it. I think for the 800, it's just not crazy to say that. I think I can probably get second if I have like a fantastic day. I think if I'm in striking distance of anybody else in the conference, I think it's just gonna be about putting together like a race, a good race, and racing it how I want to.
The men's track and field team is going for a 3-peat this Mountain West Conference indoor. Here's how Ethan thinks the distance team will contribute to that 3-peat.
From a distance perspective, I mean, our team scored, I think, like 15 points for distance last year, and so this year, I mean, we're looking like the distance squad can maybe carry us more of its weight this year, and we have a few new guys, and I think I'm feeling stronger.
While Ethan is focusing on the Mountain West Conference Championships, he is only a sophomore and has huge goals for the rest of his career at CSU.
Okay. Yeah, that's hard to say. I mean, I can't really tell where I'm going to go, you know. The longer you run, the more you figure out more about yourself, like what can you really do. But I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I think nationals is probably my goal. I think just making nationals I'd be really, really happy about that. I mean, these days in the NCAA, winning nationals is kind of a fever dream. So best in the world these days. So I think just making nationals would make my running career complete. And I think even and depending on where winning nationals means, I mean, it might be something like winning regionals, something like that. But we'll figure that as the time goes on.
Ethan and the Rams will fight for a three-peat next weekend in Nevada. Don't go anywhere because after the break, Adam and Gideon will give you their Colorado Athlete of the Week.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. Now let's get into this week's segment. We are back at it with Colorado Athlete of the Week. And I'm just going to say, my Athlete of the Week is from Liberty Common, Murray Gazdarou. Now, Gazdarou is someone who competed at the 3A Chassa Swim State Championships this past week. And as a sophomore, keep in mind, as part of the relay team, came in 5th with a time 1:45.82. Third in the 100 fly with 58.35, and second in the 50-yard free with 25.25. This is an athlete that I've seen dominate the local swim scene all year, and I remember being surprised when I learned that she was only a sophomore. And Gazdarou is somebody that personally, I think she has a very bright future with these times as only, I believe, a 15-year-old.
Now, Gideon, tell me, how in the world do you find all these awesome high school Colorado athletes?
Honestly, it's just putting yourself out there. I volunteered to do the PA announcing for a swim meet 3 years ago, and they just kept inviting me back after that. And so I was lucky enough to actually watch Murray and the Liberty Common Eagles win the Longs Peak League Conference Championship a couple of weeks ago.
Well, that's great, Gideon. My Athlete of the Week is Jason Smith. Jason Smith, obviously in my feature, was the Rams men's basketball center from 2004 to 2007, a 12-year NBA veteran, and a Colorado State Ring of Honor inductee. I think Jason Smith has got a great career, and he's so deserved this award from the Rams. And he's an alum of my high school, Platte Valley High School.
Man, it sounds like he's all over the place. And, I mean, 12 years in the league, guarding some of the best in the world, and coming from CSU doing it, that's one heck of a career. But Rams, that is all we have for you tonight. Don't forget to tune into the news show this Thursday at 7 p.m. and Ramboozled tomorrow night at 7 as well. And we here at Sports will see you next Tuesday.